Hi everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett, Trev's down there, and I'm holding the camera this time because I've got a little bit of a different video, as you can probably tell from the title or the thumbnail. So if I just spin you around, so what we're going to talk about is the positioning of a camera when you film yourself. How far away should you be, but more importantly, where you should be positioning in comparison to you and where you're aiming. And also the height. What differences and what looks that can give you just by the height of the camera and the tripod as well. So I'm going to give you what I think is the kind of the Goldilocks zone. So I'm going to show you a few variations about where you're placing the tripod in comparison to your stance and what influence and what look that's going to give you. Okay, so I'm just going to get everything set up and look forward to showing you this one a little bit different. Okay, so setup number one. As you can see, I've got the camera pretty much well positioned behind my feet line. That's what I'm trying to look for. It may not be perfect, or I may not be absolutely in line with that camera, because sometimes I have a fault of aiming too far right, but roughly I like the camera positioned where your feet line is. So I'll hit a normal shot doing that, and the height of the camera is going to be for all these next two shots as well. I've got it roughly about my sternum here, so that doesn't have to be perfect, but I will show you the differences of height as well and what changes that can give you for your swing as well. Okay, let's move the camera on a little bit. So I'm going to hit the ball from the same place, but I'm going to move the camera on the ball line this time. So I've just nudged it over maybe, I don't know, 12 inches, something like that. And I'll do the normal swing, hopefully, and I'll show you the difference. So I'll hopefully do the kind of same-ish swing and hopefully show you the difference here, just by moving the camera over a little bit. And you can see the difference there. So if I'm looking to swing up and down the plane, and so I look with my swing, where is my club in comparison to plane? Well, if you move the camera over this side too much, it's going to be more difficult. It's going to look like it's more inside. So if you're looking to work on plane, you've got to look up your feet line and not the ball line. Okay, so variation number three is we're just going to put it slightly behind our feet line now. I think mainly people probably have it too far kind of to the ball side, but you can see now with the camera being a little bit too far behind, it's going to give the impression that the club is now working out. So it's going to look like the club's a little bit too out now. So by just putting the camera slightly behind my heel line here, it's going to give the impression of the club coming out. So where you're positioning the camera in comparison to your stance has a big effect, as you can probably see, hopefully anyway, those three swings. So I like, just for this first camera positioning, the camera lens to be where your feet line is. Okay, so option number two, we're going to work on camera height now. So you can see the height of the camera, it's roughly about here. Everyone's going to be different because everyone's slightly different height. I'm 6'4", so I like my camera a little bit higher than normal. But obviously if you're 5'4", you can have the camera a little bit lower than this, but I prefer the camera a little higher than lower, and I'll show you why. So this one we're going to go on option number one, just kind of standard height for me. Right, this is option number two, and it's just I've nudged the kind of one of the legs up from the tripod, so you can see now it's kind of belt buckle high now. So you're going to see the difference between the two swings because of the tripod height, and it will give the impression that the club again is going to come out more. So if you want to look like your club's coming out more, lower the height of the tripod. Okay, same swing, hopefully I'm aiming roughly in the same position. Okay, felt pretty similar. Right, so hopefully those swings, you'll see a slight difference there. So you can see with the tripod at height number two, my club's going to come out more. So let's put it on its lowest setting and see what happens there. Easy to film and get it right. So you can see the camera this low. So I have been shown some swings in the past of someone resting their phone against the bottom of their golf bag. So you can see how low it is, just past knee high. Right, so the ball's in the same position. I'm going to hopefully aim in the same position. You'll see what it does now with the camera being so low. Okay, it starts in the same position, so hopefully the swing's the same. So you'll see there now, with the camera being so low, it gives the impression that the club's coming out more compared to the camera being high. So you can see how important it is for the camera being in the correct position, either laterally or height-wise as well. Okay, just a little bit of a different video today, and a lot of people do video their swings at the range, and there is a little ledge, the range I used to go to anyway, there was a little ledge behind, so you used to put the camera on that. So remember, laterally and height, it has a big influence, doesn't it? Hopefully anyway. So I'm filming this, I haven't seen if there's any difference, but I think from my past experience, it does have a big difference anyway. So I think a lot of people get kind of drawn into more ball line instead of feet line. So that's one I would really recommend, to make sure your camera anyway stays on the same points, but especially if you're working on plane, get the camera more on your feet line and ball line. And I'm not sure if I said it in the intro, but thank you, Carl, for suggesting this video, something a little bit different, so I really appreciate the suggestion. If you've got a suggestion for any videos you would like me to do, please put them in the comments below. Okay everyone, so from myself and the very chilled out Trev over there resting, we'll see you next time. Thanks very much for watching, thanks very much for your support, and we'll see you next time. Cheerio!